They never add anything into TweetDeck because TweetDeck
sucks. It really sucks. Unlike Winamp. It really whips the llama's ass.
I heard an interesting thing about Winamp actually. They used to like when Napster was when torrenting and stuff was around, they were like the number one, millions and millions of users, like hundreds of millions. Now they have like 6 million or something like that. They're still around.
I mean, I feel like, you know, MP3, like an actual dedicated MP3 player became obsolete when I don't know, with the advent of streaming media.
I think for most people it did, yeah. But there are those people who are like, I don't want my phone to bother me while I'm... There's ways around that, of course, but maybe you have a shitty phone. I don't know.
Right. Hey, you know what would be really cool?
What?
As if the pre-show slide was up right now.
No, I'd rather have Overclock Remix.
I thought so. I'm going to pick an Overclock remix. I'm going to go to random.org. This is how I do this, guys. I go to random.org on here, and I pick a number between 1 and 20, and then I go, hey, generate. Ooh, 20.
Generate.
And then I have to go to ocremix.org. I don't know if there's 20 on here. Oh, we already played that one. We already played Plasma Sword.
Nothing slow, please, for the sake of my mother.
I mean, nobody listens.
My mom listens.
Fine.
She's like, I don't like your show. And I was like, what? You listened? This was a couple days ago. I said, what? You listened?
You boys are very vulgar.
No, that's what I thought she was going to say. She was like, no, there was like this music playing in the background for like a really long time. I said, oh, that was the intro. I just leave it in sometimes. Or not the intro, the pre-show. It's like sometimes I leave it in when there's funny stuff or we're just dicking around and it's kind of amusing. She's like, oh, okay. I was wondering why there was music playing the whole time. I couldn't hear it.
Okay,
like, shut up.
This song is categorized as chill, energetic, and jazzy. It's EDM.
I can do jazz. Jazz is okay.
Okay, then we'll go
just
with it.
As long as it Rebecca E. Tripp.
No. She doesn't do EDM. Rebecca does not do EDM.
Electronic dance music?
Electronic downhill music.
Electronic. It's bubonic. Get into my starship of love.
Hey, Kevin, you haven't met Donnie? Eat shit.
Hey, Kevin, eat shit.
My favorite part about that is like, then Sean's wife is like, I let Link watch this. Now I keep saying eat shit.
Oh.
I didn't know you're gonna swear because you never swear like I did.
Wow, Sean. There are children out there, you fuck. Damn. We don't.
I feel like there was something I was going to tell you during pre-show because then it wanted to get in the end show and then I wanted to worry about it, but now I don't remember what it was.
Well, sometimes I leave it in.
I was probably going to talk bad about someone. I like how Josh's sign off now is Cody.
Well,
I don't know if you've listened to the latest board with everything.
I haven't.
Cody
I have
makes an appearance.
Well, that's something to look forward to. I need to get caught up. See, I don't clean my house anymore, so I don't listen to podcasts.
Well,
but I will.
You need to clear. Well, we'll talk about this later.
Okay. Josh said, I knew something was going down.
Cody!
Oh, I'm sorry. Cody! Stop doing whatever you're doing.
Why did you... Oh, boy. I just hope I don't have any problems today.
That's
I'm
right.
Mickey Mouse. That's you sound like Mickey Mouse. What's going on
That's
here?
my Josh voice.
At least you're not
I'm gonna drink all these beers. And I'm gonna post it to the Josh channel.
I mean, just because Josh and Skinny Matt know how to have a good time and the rest of us don't.
True.
You know how many times I woke up and I read that message and I was like, what year is this? I was like, I'm pretty sure Grim Fandango's already out. Like maybe it's really early in the morning and I don't know what's going on.
What is happening? Fact check.
It's like, so I did the quick Googling and I was like, oh yeah, it's already out. But Matt never like responded with his folly, so I was hoping he'd be like,
he carpet bombs those posts sometimes. He's switching from all his servers. You go into PSVG, he's posting the same things there. What's with that?
I'm like, I wonder if he's gonna buy the game though, now that it's out. But he wants to buy Dragon Quest.
He'll wait a year.
All the things.
He'll wait a year and be like, Dragon Quest is out, you guys.
I got money to burn, but I don't see the point of buying anything. I guess this is prime discussion we're wasting on pre-show.
Oh, jeez. Well, do you want to get started? There's one person in the viewers.
We're supposed to be talking about stupid things right now. Like, can I take off the suit?
Can I take off the suit? I
killed
the dog by sweating.
I think we can go live. I mean,
let's listen to this banger. There was a scream. Does that make it scream out?
A Wilhelm scream?
Who was Wilhelm? We need a 2-hour documentary about Wilhelm and his scream.
He's that bitch-ass robot in Borderlands 2.
Oh, Wilhelm. All right, it's time. Let's go. Pump up your genitals. We're gonna do the podcast. Sorry, Mom. You get to listen to my computer.
I'll be honest, I didn't think that music was ever going to start. Welcome to Fluxtaposed, episode 283. I am Jason Lacey. That angry man in the white headphones over there is Lucas Rose.
What?
I mean, it just seemed like it took. I didn't say it was on you. It was like it was buffering. It just took forever to load.
Here's what went down. I didn't use the mouse. I used my finger on the touch screen, and that was not a good idea. It took some time.
But then you can't like angry click at me from pre-show like you like to do.
That's
like
true.
You want to do. You're like click it.
That's true. But at the same time, how would I accidentally hit Netflixation intro instead of intro to the show though?
That's a good point. I don't know. We'll figure that out. Welcome to the show. We are happy to have you tuning in. Maybe you're here live at twitch.tv/Fluxtaposed. Maybe you're listening to your podcast app. Maybe you're watching on YouTube. Please, somebody go to YouTube because I don't know why I keep uploading those there. But I still do. We stream the show every live. Every live? Yes. Speaking of Twitch, we streamed this week. We stream the show every week live on twitch.tv/Fluxtaposed. I am tired. I stayed up and watched a really stupid football game last night.
It was terrible.
Then I was salty and I couldn't go to sleep. And it made no sense.
It was true. I should not have. I was thinking about that. I was so tired. I'm like, I should have just went to bed.
It wasn't worth it. It's not worth it. You can join us on Discord as well. Fluxtaposed.com/Discord. Welcome to the show. We are happy to have you here. Be that as it may, this is the best podcast you're not listening to. And if it is a podcast you're listening to, we're probably not the best. I don't know where I'm going with that, but welcome. We're happy you're listening. And here we are. This is what we do. Yeah, we're surviving the fallout of yet another. Detroit Lions football is always. I don't even want to talk about it. Lucas, I would say this on Discord. I might have watched my last game, though, the NFL this year, because it's just, I don't know.
It's not our team. It's the NFL.
The league has something. Yeah, the league has some things to sort out. I don't know. It's the no fun league. Bring on the XFL. Let's go. Come on, Vince McMahon. Save us all. Save us from ourselves.
Oh, lordy. I'd watch it.
I mean, I'd buy that for $1. I made this.
You died slightly as you said that.
I did. It's just, it is what it is.
Didn't like that conversation anyway.
Let's get the rest of the housekeeping out of the way. Hey, guess what, guys?
Keep that house.
Hey, guys.
Hey,
Fluxtaposed
guys.
Radio, the public version went live yesterday for all of you out there. So if you're not a patron, a member of the Legion, you can now enjoy the fruits of our labor, or in most cases, the half-assed quick attempt to get something out there on time to you all.
Don't tell them. Nobody even knew. Nobody said a damn word until Sean came in and was like, hey, well, UN Squadron goes side to side, not up to down.
That was probably the first person to listen to it. I mean,
I never considered that.
I mean, so
You
volume 8
reached new depths of like
of pity.
ooh, yes.
Ah.
Yes.
Fluxtaposed Radio Volume 8. Bring your bullets. Bring your own bullets. Yeah. That's
Bring
out
your own bullets.
for your streaming pleasure.
Get
your
them to
downloading
the
pleasure.
chopper.
Do it. Do it now. What are you doing?
I look at the camera and I say, Conan, I say, you need to chill out.
I say, Cody, what are you doing?
Cody, go lift some iron.
When he talks about, this is my protein shake. You put the shell in. There's extra.
The entire shell.
Wow.
Never cow's milk. Only almond. They squeeze. He like goes into. They squeeze the almonds, and they break.
It's not really milk. They like crush the almonds.
You cannot.
They juice it.
Almonds do not have very small nipples.
This is the
nipples
best quality. I hope this is what people are missing out on. This is what
When I post that Healthify?
But we have an entire podcast that all we do is Arnold Schwarzenegger voices, and you can be yours for the low price of $1 per month at patreon.com/Fluxtaposed.
The name of it's called The Nager.
The Nager?
Yeah, Schwarzenegger. The Nager.
Oh, I don't feel comfortable saying that. I think we're gonna get blacklisted.
Best joke 2019.
Somebody's proud of himself.
Someone out there will appreciate that. Send all hate mail to fluxtaposed at gmail.com.
Oh boy.
Or is it gmail.fluxtaposed?
Speaking of the Legion, Fluxtaposed presents Safe Space launches this month. It might even be this week. Hold on to your butts and get your party hats on, because you got to be a member of the exclusive club to get on this ride.
Whoa. That ain't never going public. Well, for a long time anyway.
We don't know yet. We'll see.
Depends on how many people listen.
Yeah, well,
we did all this work
based on Fluxtaposed Radio. I don't think you should hedge your bets. And guess what, guys? I keep saying guys. Why do I keep doing it? I'm sorry.
Because you're on YouTube.
I hate it. I'm like every YouTuber streamer. I'm sorry. I apologize
guys.
already. Hi guys, quick channel update.
Welcome to my
really good.
Welcome to my makeup tutorial. Never done one of these.
Do you want to know the best way to trim your nose hair? Well, let me tell you guys. Hey guys, this is how. No, but seriously, streaming Dead Space 2, it happened. I had 2 #DadStream sessions this past weekend. Got 2 hours of Dead Space goodness out there for you to enjoy. I'll talk more about it, what you plan, but it was fun. So hopefully that will be a reoccurring thing of awesomeness. The second episode isn't up yet, though, so I guess really you only have 1 episode. And with that stuff done, let's tell you about our lives so you feel better about your own. It's time for Fluxtaposed IRL.
That's a lot of sound effects.
I'm like that guy from Police Academy.
I was gonna say you were like a robot there, just.
Error.
I am Error. You're the dude from Zelda.
Robot balls.
Okay.
I mean, Euro Trip. I mean, like one of the unsung movies of our adolescence.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. It was actually.
I watched that movie a lot.
Pretty damn funny.
Bratislava could be quite depressing in the winter.
It's true. Man, I've forgotten so much about that movie. I should go back and watch
Miami
it.
Vice, #1 show.
You kissed your sister, dude.
He probably wants to make a wind chime out of your genitals.
Ooh.
Mail, motherfucker.
Wouldn't that be a very quiet wind chime?
Or what was the safe word?
Oh, God.
I don't remember, but it was Club Wandersex.
I don't remember. Well, I haven't seen it in like probably 10, 12 years.
I mean, let's face it. I don't think we quote that much, but another movie, I don't know where we're going, but this is how we got to this in IRL. But let's face it, I think another movie that you and I talk about probably on an almost weekly basis that no one else knows we're talking about
or should
is Road Trip by far. Because almost always we always go, "Ish good."
Oh God, that's right. I forget.
The Horatio Sands crotch French toast.
Oh yes.
After he rubs it all over and he's like, "How is that?" And he's like, "It's good."
I forgot. You know what? I didn't even make that connection.
It's not cheating if you put peanut butter on your balls and let your dog lick it off because it's your dog.
See, I thought you were going to say the movie was. That's true. I thought you were going to say the movie was Waiting because we're always saying that does sound good. Uh-oh, he hears something. Home
I'm not
intrusion.
sure if that was thunder.
Oh yeah, I just heard it too, actually.
Okay, so then that's what it was.
Or we're simultaneously being swatted.
Someone's like Fluxtaposed is having too much success. We're bringing them down with a SWAT simultaneous.
I didn't like it when they did that Arnold Schwarzenegger thing.
Waiting, yeah, I don't know if we talk about waiting quite that much.
Maybe not a weekly basis, but it comes up. That does sound
Listen
good.
here.
Listen here, hot dog. Yep. Here's how it went down.
You walked in here, you're fired.
Exactly. Fold it or
Dude,
stretch it tight.
Same guy. Why don't you not hang out?
Stretch it tight. Like paper. Here comes the Batwing, bitch.
To appreciate it, you'll see that it looks like a brain.
I just made a realization. The guy who says, "Look at the Batwing, bitch," was Josh. Is Josh?
Good God! Did you have a big thunderclap right there?
Not that I heard.
I'm gonna pull up some radar.
Let's get some radar on the screen.
Okay, why don't you take things?
All right.
Yeah,
this will take a while.
Yeah, because you got some good stuff here.
All right,
I'm sure.
So I had a wedding to attend.
This podcast is off to a horrible.
I just wanted to get this wedding over with. That's all it came down to. I bought this damn suit to go to this wedding. And I said, when I put it on, I said, "Can I take off the suit?" And
Ooh, the suit. Can I take off this suit?
I also killed the dog.
I'm gonna hit up with the misunderstanding.
That's what my wife said.
I'm sorry, people. I don't know what. I'm tired. Lucas is tired. He doesn't feel good. We're just going in places. I'm sorry. We got a storm system coming through here.
Is it a nor'easter? What's a nor'easter? Someone tell me what a nor'easter.
I mean, it's just some severe. We got some severe crack popping. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me focus.
Do I need to know if will there be hail?
Yeah.
There'll be hail to pay.
I don't know. All right, tell me. I'm focused now. You gotta buy the suit. This wedding.
Yes,
you want to get it
spent
over with.
Way too much money. Happy to be in it and everything. Just terrible timing. 2 kids really makes it difficult to be excited about another person's wedding. Rehearsal. So here's all you need to know about rehearsal. It's amazing how you get together in a group of people you don't know, and everyone just assumes that guys are stupid, because we went through the directions like 3 times, and really all you need to know is there's 4 adults in the wedding, not including the bride and groom, and kids who go last, basically.
Yeah.
How much do I need to remember? So I was like trying to figure something out. Basically, would I pass in front of the groom or around and go behind him? And when I was doing that, someone was like, "Oh, you already forgot your spot." No, I'm not an idiot. I'm trying to figure something out. This isn't that hard.
What you're describing.
Yes. Anybody who's done a rehearsal, it's like you go through it once, you're done.
Oh, come on, guys. It's not that difficult.
Yeah. Can we all remember? I need to justify my job by making it seem difficult. So yeah, that was not fun.
That sucks.
But it's that's a rehearsal.
Was the food good?
Yeah, we went to Pepino's and I got a grilled cheese.
I was hoping you were going to say Ponderosa.
Oh God, is there a Ponderosa to go to?
We went to Old Country Buffet afterwards.
You did?
I put some corn in my mashed potatoes.
Old Country Buffet. I didn't even know that still existed.
No, I'm making fun of what you possibly did.
I was gonna say, because we used to
Corral.
go to Golden Corral. Now
it was steak night.
It's the same thing, just a different name. Old Country Buffet, Ponderosa. They're now Golden Corral, and what's that other one?
Fire Mountain.
Fire Mountain.
That's gone.
Is it?
You know what I wish we had? I wish we had a CC's, because a pizza buffet.
There's a pizza ranch. Gone
Kirk Cousins does
ranch.
Commercials for the Pizza Ranch. It's got to be the greatest thing here this side of Mississippi.
It seems like
he's the greatest quarterback in the NFL. That Kirk Cousins.
I didn't think anything could be worse than Golden Corral, and then I saw Pizza Ranch, and I was like, "This is like out of a cartoon. Who names it?"
Somebody
Pizza
told
Ranch?
us that you should go there and get their chicken. I was like, if I'm going to go to a place called Pizza Ranch, I think I'm going to get pizza, and I'm going to eat some ranch on the side.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, the name, what you do is in the name. It's like an instructional dance.
Can I just say, the way these first 20 minutes of this show has gone, We're gonna go some places tonight.
Oh, the places we will go.
Pizza Ranch, apparently.
Pizza
That's
Ranch.
where we're going.
Okay, new tier. We will live stream from Pizza Ranch.
Oh my god! Yes, new tier. Jason Lucas go to Pizza Ranch and live stream it
hand in hand.
Oh my god. I hope we. What? Okay. Sorry. I'm seriously thinking about it.
I like it. It's a ranch. It's pizza. What more do you want?
Let's just hope we never get that calendar shoot because I don't.
Is that still a thing? I lost weight for that and it never came around.
Don't worry. Don't worry. The campaign went backwards this year, so I think we're right on target.
Yeah, if you ever wonder why we don't do giveaways anymore, well, y'all too poor. Y'all too poor. Speaking of too poor, we rented a car for the event the day of. Well, they did. We didn't do it. Hell no. I ain't got that much money. But I was really excited because we go there and they're like, well, let's see what we have available. So I'm looking at it and I spy this. What else but a Nissan? Now, in the paperwork, we basically need a Ford Expedition or similar. So they can't really be like, we'll have that, but we'll have something similar. Third row seating because the amount of people we had.
Yeah.
We needed a big SUV.
Now, I remember you saying stuff about you'd have to be the one to drive people around. Is that?
Yeah, I was the chauffeur, so to speak.
And what position were you in the wedding?
Best man.
You were best man.
Yes.
And you had to be chauffeur. Wow.
Yes. That's okay. I didn't feel like drinking anyway.
Did you get a sweet best man's gift?
I did, actually. I got a typical best man's gift. 2 of them, actually. I got cufflinks which we couldn't use because the shirts didn't have cufflink holes, and a flask that I will probably never use.
Do you still have the Lego Stormtrooper cufflinks I got you?
I do. They're in my sock drawer, actually.
Nice.
Every once in a while, they get flipped upside down and fall out, and I go, "Oh God, why?" Well, and then
when I want to get hammered, I just pull out my Captain America mug. That's like 64 ounces. I'm like, let's go.
Fill it up. This is all I need for one night. It's my gas tank.
All bourbon.
All bourbon.
Chug a lug on the pain train.
That's right. Well, the pain train comes the next day after you drink that.
Oh boy.
Anyways, all I wanted to say was that we got a Nissan Armada and it was loaded and it was freaking sweet, and it was horrible to take that car back because that thing is a tank. It's tall. The doors are very tall and wide, and you actually have to step up like you're in a truck. There's sideboards and everything.
Oh man. I'm guessing, was it like a 2019 or 2018?
It seemed very new, so probably.
Wow, yeah, that looks like a Pathfinder, but huge.
Yes. Yeah, because the back doors have the weird angled door handle. So it was really nice. Yeah, actually. Derek, who's all American, was like, "Lucas gotta get his Nissan." And then everybody who got in it was like, "This is really nice." Like, shut up. I know what I'm talking about. And it was nice. I want one, but it's probably like $60,000 for the base model. But it was nice to drive a new car for once. It's like, geez, you go back into your shitty vehicle and you're like, well, I am the scum of the earth. Like, how am I not getting in an accident every day?
I mean,
my ball joints are constantly blowing. Now the day of was not great, at least the morning of, because we had given specific instructions that my son would go with my mother, and our daughter, who is 5 months old, will go with my mother-in-law. She will pick my daughter up from our house, therefore lessening the burden on me, who is also watching Derek and making sure, not watching him like he's a child, but he came over to our house to stay. And I mean, if we're being honest, and we also had to make sure he was getting ready, and I'm the one driving him, so we got to be places on time. We had to go pick up the vehicle that day, all this stuff. And hey, Deuterino, and it was very stressful because he left to go to his house to take a shower. That's fine because the girls were gone from there by that point, getting their hair and makeup done. Well, he decided to take a bath, apparently, to relax and become clean, I suppose. And
first of all, if you want to be clean, you don't take a bath because you're just soaking in your own nastiness.
well,
Okay,
Derek never
It's
really.
it's like a toxic bin of garbage. Ugh, I just
You can't do it, can you?
no.
I love it. I'm like a pig in mud, dude. Just all that water just running through my ass crack right up to my face. It's like a geothermal current.
We already talked about that. One of the earliest clips of Fluxtaposed. It's like
That was a
water
giant's
and
ass.
It dripped down that giant's ass crack.
That's right.
Something like
That's how they do it in the medieval days.
Good Reno, did you win a gift card in Bobby's stream? If you said no, then it's unacceptable.
By the way, I'm drinking moonshine.
I had a feeling. Is it from my neighbors down the street, the Michigan Moonshiners?
Ooh, gosh, I wish. Local. Buy local.
That's all they have there, by the way, per Jared. So it's kind of
It's
not
just
that good.
moonshine.
Just moonshine.
So basically just rubbing
Maybe we need to
alcohol.
go the night of the bowling. We need to go there and have moonshine.
Oh, God. Before, not after, or we will be right.
Double header.
Both. Okay. I will be dead. So the day of was very stressful because I still had the kids. The mother-in-law just didn't pick up the daughter. So by the time we were supposed to leave, within an hour of us having to leave, she gets sleepy and I put her down for a nap. And then Derek has a headache by this point, and so he goes down for a nap, and it's 12:15 and we have to be there at 1. And I'm like,
he's napping at 12:15 and you had to be oh boy.
He was waiting for the meds to kick in. Basically, he had to take 4 ibuprofen. And
I call that boy's a little nervous.
yeah. Well, before that, he was also, we were going and getting I was waiting for him to take this bath so that we could go and get the car. Now, I wasn't paying attention to the time because I figured he was just going to take a shower and come back. But apparently he took his sweet ass time. Before you know it, we're running behind and I have to hurry up and get ready so we can leave.
You think he had to clean the pipes before
Get the jitters out and
I mean get the kind of like edging, you gotta smooth things.
Yeah.
Things out.
Totally. I would. I mean, I did.
So funny. I'm like the funniest, you guys.
Well, that's what you did, right? Tell us about how you did that on your wedding day.
I mean, you helped, so yeah.
I was there. Here's the other thing. Here's some fun stuff. So we get there and everything's fine. Here's what people don't understand. The guys take like 10 minutes to get ready in a wedding. We show up, we put our suits on almost too quickly. The people taking the pictures are all upset because, when we get pictures of you getting ready. Well, it takes 5 seconds. It's really not that interesting. Meanwhile, the girls are all freaking out because everything's going wrong. But so we had some things happen. So we all line up and everything. And basically, I find out later during the whole getting ready process that basically Derek's mother-in-law, the mother of the bride, was just not fun to be around at all. She's been a problem anyway.
I mean, based on the other stories we've already heard, I'm not shocked by this.
Yeah. So she's complaining about her makeup. Because it's different than what she does normally. She's complaining about her hair. She's talking about how she doesn't want anybody to see her in her dress. It's like, you're not the bride, lady.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, she was a real problem. Meanwhile,
you're real fun at parties, I bet.
Yeah. So it was time, right? Prime time. We're lining up to go out there. And so we're walking down. I'm walking down. And all of a sudden, dude, like, I thought I would be fine, but all of a sudden my heart just starts pounding. And then all of a sudden the realization that you're going to be standing up in front of a bunch of people hits. And I'm just like, am I having a heart attack right now? Like, this is horrible. But that's what happens when you have social anxiety and stuff like that. You can't control it as much as you want to. You can try to psych yourself out and be like, I'll be fine. It's just the thing. I don't even have to say anything. I just have to give rings over. Well, apparently that was a problem for me.
You're excited that we're doing a live stream of this episode at the next Grand Rapids Laugh Fest?
Oh, God. Will there be alcohol? I might be able to get through it if I'm...
Speaking of alcohol, did you see that the Van Andel Arena is suspended from selling any booze at the 4 Griffins games because they got busted selling to minors last season?
No.
Yeah, the Grand Rapids police did a sting, and they
Wow.
failed. So now they got a suspension. They can't serve any alcohol for 4 games.
They're gonna lose a lot of money.
Who's going to want to go to? And the comments are the best. The comments are the best on Facebook because people are like, oh, these people aren't role models. They're drinking at these games and they're spilling beer, and it's like we talked about our discussion earlier. There's too much of anything is bad. You go too far.
Oh yeah. There's definitely two people who take it to the extreme. Well, heck, when we were part of the D zone, there were people it seemed like they were constantly puking, like people puking in the stalls. It's like, where am I right now? I thought this was a sporting event, not a freaking prom.
But also the fact that, Grand Rapids had breweries that the city was supposed to already burn down because of all the,
Well, now they legalized marijuana, so it literally.
Yeah, now we got to worry about the, what was the marijuana epidemic originally called way back when? The
oh God,
why can't I think of it?
Fever. Oh boy.
Yes, something fever. You got it.
It was
I'll
a
look
movie.
it up while you. Yeah. Yes. We're on the same wavelength there.
I know what you're saying. I just can't think of it. No, I didn't know that. That's horrible, and they're gonna lose a lot of money. But at the same time, a lot of families will go because all the assholes will stay home.
Reefer madness.
It's kind of close. I was kind of close.
We were kind of close.
We were in there somewhere.
We're getting
madness, fever, whatever.
Anywho, back to
all the degenerates are gonna take over the city, and it's gonna become Gotham. So yeah, day of was. I don't know, man. When it's not your wedding, it's kind of, and you have kids even, and you're in the wedding, it's a lot of waiting around and just.
Were any of your kids in the wedding?
Yes, they were all in the wedding. Both of my kids. And they did great, actually. I'm really proud of them. Isaac walked down with a sign that said, like, here comes your bride, Derek, or whatever, and was very cute. And he was also ring security. And then Evelyn was sort of a flower girl, but mostly just was pulled along in a wagon, and she was like sat up in a bumbo seat. So she was really cute.
Were they at the reception too, or was it?
Yes, they were allowed it was a no kids reception, but they were allowed there. I mean, obviously, because they weren't going to stay for very long anyway.
So you were like, God, no, I can't get drunk because my kids are here.
Well, I wasn't going to get drunk anyway because I still wasn't feeling great. Like I barely had a voice anyways, so I still sound weird. That's why I sound like this. I don't know why I had to be Southern, but it's all part of the sickness. So yeah, when it's not your wedding, it's just really long, a lot of pictures, way too many pictures. Nobody ever uses that many pictures. It's like every possible conceivable combination that you can think of. It's like, okay, now bring your entire family. Now these 2 people. Now these 3 people, but the other 2 have to leave. Now bring everyone back in. Now just the kids. Now just the kids on this side. Now just the kids on the other side. Now just the parents. Now all the parents. Now just the parents from this side. Like how are there this many people? There's like 7 people here and there's 1,000 pictures to be taken. What is going on? I don't understand. But it's not my wedding, so I just sit there calmly and I stare off into the distance. Like, have you ever seen someone come back from Iraq and they just kind of stare off and they look like they have PTSD? They're just like...
I don't think that they look like they have. They probably have it.
No, they're all faking. I play Call of Duty all the time and I don't have PTSD. Same thing. Please don't kill me. It's a joke. Lighten up. Gosh. Bubbly.
That's what I think about that.
Nice. Anyway, so I was staring off in the distance, slowly seething with anger, waiting just to be done so I could go home, which is a horrible way to be. But you know what? It is how it is. But I did my speech and everything got better. That's what it really was. There was this dark cloud hanging over me, and I'm like, I just got to get my speech done, and then I can enjoy myself. That's why I couldn't drink. I had my 2 beers afterward because I was like, I don't want to be like stumbling all over my words. I'm already going to do that anyway, so I don't need alcohol messing with me. So I did my speech. It was fine. People laughed, whatever. Which that's all you want, right? It's like the best man has to be funny. Like best men speeches have to be a freaking comedy routine from what I've seen, because people out there on the internet are posting their best man speeches, like raising the bar for all the rest of us. And then you're just kind of like, there's an expectation that it's got to be funny, but it also has to be short, Jason. Nobody wants
I already
3
got
pages.
that out of the way, so I don't have to worry.
You don't have to worry.
again.
See, that's how I feel. I'm like, I'm never going to be in another wedding ever again. So that's great. But yeah, because the ladies, they do like 5 pages, and every time it's like, you're like a sister to me. Jason, you better take care of her, or I'll come beat you up. Like every
Little do
girl's.
they know that 6 months later, they never talk to that person ever again.
It's true. She was in my wedding. Who is she?
I don't know why.
Well,
It
we
was a
used
good
to
idea
talk,
at the
but
time.
we had kids and grew apart, and life
Exactly.
happened.
You got it.
And then afterward, we had to go to a brunch. So this is all why this was a 3-day affair. Because afterward, we had to go to brunch, collect our kids, and watch them open their gifts, which was fine, whatever. It actually turned out well, but because of the aforementioned mother-in-law or mother of the bride situation, I was worried about it because some things happened, and was like, okay, is she going to be bitchy, or is this going to be cool? Whatever. So we were able to get through it pretty amicably. And
Good.
And that was that, man. That was a whole wedding. It's done. It's over with. I'll probably share some pictures in the Discord for nobody who cares. But, whatever. It happened. It's done. And we can, much like a recession, we can get over the amount of money that we spent and the financial ruin that we have been put into to be a part of that celebration. So that was that.
Sorry, my wife texted me. She has to go to the store
Oh,
randomly. And
At
she's
9
taking the dog.
o'clock.
Yeah, so must have been something we need or she needs.
hope it
for-
wasn't Target because that shit's closed.
Now she's going to Family Fair.
Ooh.
You want me to put this in my glasses again? That was a good time last week, right?
I mean, now it just kind of seems overdone.
The bits
The
transport.
bits, you're beating a dead horse here.
Yeah, well, for those of people that don't care to connect with me or be involved with my life, you may not know that I had my 7th wedding anniversary this past weekend.
Ooh.
So put that in your pipes and don't smoke it because you can't, because it's a proverbial thing. You can't do it. It's not real.
What's 7 years? What
Oh,
a string or something?
it's like you have kids now, so you don't.
No, I meant
yeah,
what's the
that's what it is.
physical, like, you get to 50 years and it's like gold
I don't
or
think
some
there is.
shit.
I don't
Every
know.
year has a thing. It's like year one's
Okay, you want what this
whisper.
year was? It was have some time away together without the kid. That's what it was.
I think ours was paper, okay? That's what I'm saying.
Well, we didn't do that.
Nobody does that, but for some
Nope.
reason you can find it really easily online every year.
We went to a movie. We saw Joker. Went to the movie first.
Romantic.
And out to dinner.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was great.
That's
I had
a-
burger.
That's a interesting combination. Usually people say dinner and a movie, but you
Yeah,
did
but you
movie
see,
and a
this
dinner.
way you got to talk about the movie over dinner afterwards, and then it's like you have dinner first and then the movie, and then you're like stuffed. You can't really enjoy the movies maybe, and then you just come home afterwards. And then
You can't
that's
get
it.
popcorn,
So
that's for sure.
This way, you had a chance to enjoy each other's company and wind down, and then you came on back home. Worked out much better. I had an Ichabod on draft, which was better than the 6-pack I had here, I will say. So it must have been something with maybe I had something with the cans. Who knows?
Maybe
But
a
it did
little
taste better.
overcarbonated.
Maybe they recently added a little more hops
Ooh,
to it.
too much pumpkin.
But yeah, man, 7 years, and then like on our actual anniversary, we didn't. I don't know. Sundays has really become our lazy day, and that's the day we don't do anything. So
Once that starts happening, you really depend on Sunday. Like
yeah,
that's how we are. We're just like, anytime anybody tells me I got to do anything on Sunday, I hate the world. It's like Sunday is
Saturday.
made for sweatpants, dude.
Exactly. Saturdays, like I take my son to swim class, and then my wife goes to the grocery store while we're doing that, and then we'll do anything else, and so it just worked out good. But it was a great time to spend some time alone together because that doesn't happen that often, and we saw a movie. So, and when that's
A current movie.
a current movie, I mean, we've actually seen a movie a month, 3 months in a row. We saw Good Boys in August, we saw It Chapter 2 in September, we saw Joker in October. Yeah, keep the streak alive.
Something about Joker in October. I
Here's
like
the best
saying
part
it.
though. Got the tickets for free
Wow.
because of the movie passes from when they went and saw. My wife went to see Downton Abbey. So
Oh,
I had
and
those movie
it
passes for
literally
free tickets.
exploded the projector.
Yeah, and because I don't know why, you should have told me years ago to sign up for the Celebration program, rewards program, because I don't know why they don't push that on people more, because you're stupid if you don't, because even if you don't go that often, they still, like, you get a lot of perks out of it.
Yeah.
Because my mom got a free popcorn for using it when they went, and then I had a free $5 off. So I mean,
there's rewards pricing too. You get like $1 off from some of the combos.
Yeah, so
and stuff.
I paid $7 total out of pocket, and that was for 2 tickets plus concessions, because of I had to pay convenience fees to buy online. But can we just please talk about how much stadium seating has revolutionized the movie theater experience? I mean, why did it take until like 2000 and the 20-aughts before that became a thing? That should have been a thing a long time ago, because that's so much nicer.
It is.
Remember when you had to like go to movies and camp out to get a seat?
Yes. And then
Nobody
you had
liked that.
You had to basically never leave the seat,
like,
or have something with
Thor.
you.
We got there like early to watch Thor. The 4 of us went. Your wife and my wife, and we went there, and we had to get there early. There were people camping out for Thor, and we had to get there early to get decent seats.
Yeah, and then you have to interact with the people who are standing in line. Ugh.
Episode 7. When that came out, my wife got into they didn't have in our area yet. Nationwide, I know in bigger markets they've already had this thing, but I mean, we didn't have it there yet. But so for our area, at least in the theaters, it's a rather new thing. Plus, I mean, look you can get food now, you get alcohol. I mean, this is like, we're living our best lives here in 2019, Grand Rapids, Michigan Celebration Cinema. Oh, come on, if you hear me.
Yeah, but the ticket prices are too expensive, so I'm not gonna go.
And I have kids, so I can't.
And I never have time. I think the last movie I saw in theaters was Toy Story with my son. No, Midsummer. I saw Midsummer. Was that before or after? I don't remember.
I think that was after. I mean, I think that was before. I think you saw Toy Story most recently, because I think you feel like you just talked about that.
Yeah, not too long ago. I don't know.
Midsummer was back like in like June, I think. It was like in summer.
Yeah, it was weird. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Maybe that's why I don't remember.
So I think it was Toy Story.
Well, congratulations on not divorcing.
Yeah, thank you. Been married 7. We've known each other for 26, 11 years now.
Dang, girl.
We met at my 25th birthday, so I'm 36 now. Old man.
Wow.
I'll never be as old as old man Skinny Matt.
Old man, take a look at my life.
I mean, he's senile. Doesn't know when Grim Fandango comes out. Love you, bro.
Hey guys, did you know Grim Fandango's coming to Switch?
It's coming out in November. Came out last November.
It'll be a November to remember for me.
Well, I want to buy Dragon Quest, but I'll never play it because I got these other things.
I bought Final Fantasy 1 or 12 and 12-2 or whatever for free, but I'm never gonna play it because Dragon Quest.
I think before
we just hate our fans.
This is I don't know, and I feel like I can see how it gets out of hand for people. A lot of people are like, you just get caught up if there's a deal on a game and you have to buy it. But I think not calling anyone out individually, but I feel like that's a problem. I think in gaming culture as a whole, it's like you have to buy these games. You have to buy. We feel like if there's not a game on sale, we have to take advantage, and it's all. Maybe just not gaming, but consumerism as a whole. We're like, you have to buy it. You have to buy this.
You know what I think? Helps that whole thing along is
being poor.
Well, that too, but no, digital. When you actually have to go physically buy the product and have it and store it, you realize you have a lot of shit. Like if I had my Steam library physically, I'd be fucked right now. This whole room would look like a 1970s computer lab. It would just be
look at
mainframes everywhere.
I'm playing a game from 2011, I think. That's what I'm playing right now. I'm still playing Smash Brothers. At some point, I'll go back to play Astral Chain, which but
Grim Fandango is coming out.
Hell yeah, Grim Fandango's coming out. Good reminder. You wanna talk about some around the web?
Around the web.
All I can think about, because I watched John Oliver yesterday. He had a piece about the weather, and he was talking. He did talking about Eddie Vedder at some concert and how AccuWeather predicted there was going to be a lightning strike, and they postponed the show, and then lightning hit right where he was standing, and of course, so John was, I'm still alive.
What about they should have played?
Here is the Eddie Vedder voice.
They should have played. Lightning crashes.
Well, that's not the same band.
I know, but it's a song about. Fine. How about Thunderstruck?
Her placenta falls to the floor.
Oh God. The angel opens her eyes. Ooh.
Pale blue.
Was that live?
eyes.
Was that live?
Yeah.
Was it live
That's
or
the one.
live exclamation point? I don't remember.
I think it was just live.
Just live.
Maybe they named their albums Live.
90s were
just
90s
live.
were too cool for exclamation points. Exclamation
What about
points were
what
for
about
kids.
umlauts? Can we have umlauts?
Umlauts. Yes, mini umlauts.
I mean rock dots.
Rock dots. Literally never heard of them called rock dots, but I'm going to do that forever.
Do it now. So
Do it live.
as we preloaded, Skinny Matt hit us up shortly after the show last week. We got an article from News Hub, which seems like a great website from Auckland, New Zealand. Vegan woman calls police on friends after they feed her chicken nuggets as a prank. Yep, that's right.
Wow.
Woman
Cool
says
friends.
she reported her friends to the police after they fed her chicken nuggets as a prank while she was drunk at a party. The anonymous 24-year-old woman, appearing to be from the United States, recounted the tale on Reddit under the username vegan throwaway. Vegan.
Vegan.
Vegan throwaway. I've not eaten meat since I was roughly 3 to 4 years old when I found out where meat comes from. There were a lot of tears. I don't mean to judge, but that just is like the hipster. I found,
When you were 3 and 4, you didn't understand what was happening, okay?
Well, maybe she did. Who are we to judge?
I did. I remember. I'm
We're
24 now, and I remember 20 years ago exactly how I felt.
Good point.
This has nothing to do with her being vegan, by the way.
Here we go. It gets better. She explained that earlier in the week she was at a party and she got white girl wasted.
Ooh, she had too many Griffin claws or white claws or whatever.
My friends thought it'd be funny to feed me chicken nuggets as a prank. I checked with them before chiming down. Are these vegan? To which my friends replied, yeah, they're sun-fed. Sun-fed is a brand of vegan-friendly fake chicken, for those unaware. They tasted off to me, but I figured it was because I was drunk. I was wrong. Then she found out via Snapchat. And
these taste weird. Do you have any mustard? Oh,
the
honey
store was
mustard's
showing
the best.
showing the nugget packaging and then showing them giving them to me. Then later them mocking me and pretending to be me when I found out I ate meat. Things like fake crying and yelling at the chickens.
Pretending to be me. They
these are
dress
your
like
friends,
me.
by the way.
They
These
wore
sound
a
like
blonde
assholes.
wig. Yeah, they do. And they were really annoying for some reason.
Now
Look
three
at
of my
me.
ex
I'm
now
eating
three of my
chicken nuggets.
ex-friends are facing charges. Wow. So,
Ex-friends.
I mean, what do you think, Lucas? I mean, I think
she's taking it too seriously.
I don't know. I think it's a dick move, though.
Oh, it's totally a dick move. But
You
it
shouldn't. I mean, you don't know why someone's doing something. I mean, they might have known that she was, vegan by choice, but people are, staunchly that reason, either for values or medicinal or allergens, or there's a variety of ways. So, just like someone with religious beliefs that doesn't eat pork, and then you're going to sneak them pork. Maybe calling the police is a bit harsh.
Yeah.
But I mean,
That's the part.
I think she has every right to be upset about that.
Yeah, she has a right to be upset. There's no, especially her friends are horrible. Sounds like you don't have very good friends.
I think that's what comes down. I think that's the moral of the thing is your friends are assholes. And I'm glad they're not your friends anymore.
Yeah. So
I will eat
apparently
your
some
chicken
other
nuggets, though.
people think that she took it too far.
If you're vegan and someone tries to give you meat, chicken nuggets, give them to me. I will eat them on your behalf. If I'm there, but don't mail them to me now because I don't want your moldy chicken nuggets. But
it's true. It's true.
Callow hit us up, gave us an article for the Washington Post. This was an interesting one. A Sesame Street character's mom has an addiction. Experts say that's a valuable lesson. And I'm not sure what angle he was kind of trying to go with this when he shared it with us, but I hate that this is a thing that has to be, because unfortunately there's probably a growing number of children that can identify with this, and it saddens me that that's the type of stances we have to take. But I'm glad that Sesame Street has always been a children's production that has tried to remain inclusive and current with characters that they have characters that are on the autism spectrum. We have this character now, and they've
Don't
always
they have
tried
some
to
LGBTQ?
I believe so. I'm sure that pissed people off too, but
Not my Sesame Street.
Now, before people get all in uproar and start calling the Children's Television Workshop, this does not appear on the normal show. This is specifically available in a series of online videos to help children that are in these similar situations. Because I can't imagine what it's like to watch, parents go through that as a small child.
Don't worry, my dad's just nodding on
it.
opiates.
Yeah, I mean that's what it stems from, is the opioid crisis.
You know what? Thinking back on it, I'm pretty sure my dad was nodding on opiates. He fell asleep with a cigarette in his hand quite a lot. So I think
back then we just called it self-medicating.
Yeah, that's right. Can I just take my damn medication? I'm prescribed it. It's got my name on it. Damn it. You think? Wait, can I just say really quick? You think this is bad? Go to the library and just check out the section of like themed children's books, like the easy reader picture books. They've got things like "Why is Dad so mad?" and "Where's Mommy?" and stuff like that. Like specific situational things, sort of like this, but they're so sad because they're just like all these colorful books, but it's like a kid crying with an angry dad on the cover, and it's just like I hope this book never has to be read.
Reddit post I stumbled across today, it was like, those of you, like there's one of us like people that were married 20 plus years. How did you know? What was it like, or what was the turning point before you got divorced, and those stories. But the other one was like people that have been homeless. What was like that first night like? This is someone that posted like, all of a sudden my dad came home and said to pack as many things as I could in my backpack and bring one toy because we're going on a trip. And he was like 6, I think, at the time, and he remembers getting into the car, his mom crying, his brother like clutching their Sega Genesis, and they just got in the car and drove. And
like, say the one toy was the Xbox 360.
Slept in a Walmart parking lot. He's like, I remember sleeping in the parking lot, and one of our parents was always awake, and the other one, my mom would have her hand, for instance, would have her hand in her hand in her coat pocket and was watching out the back window, which means had like a gun, watching for your safety while the other one slept, and it's just like. Terrible, horrible.
Well, first of all, Walmart is a terrible place to park your car and shop.
Yeah, but that's one place where you can park overnight too.
That is true.
You can camp in a Walmart parking lot.
You can live in a Walmart.
There was a movie about that.
There was.
Back on the story, though, a fuzzy green Muppet introduced in May is in foster care because her mother's in recovery. Sesame Workshop, the nonprofit behind the show, revealed this week in a series of videos. The materials are part of an initiative called Sesame Street in Communities that offers online-only resources to caregivers trying to explain difficult issues to children.
Okay.
So that's the specific purpose.
I think that's the important thing to note here is that. Like,
I mean, I'm not going to go through the rest of the article.
The character's mom is already in recovery. It's like positive already, even though it sounds sad. It actually isn't really that bad.
Right. It's providing a vehicle for children that are young and may not understand just by telling them, like, to make sure it's okay what they're going through and how to further grasp what they might be going through.
Well, in this America, I think it's pretty shitty that we have to have something like this. I mean, listen, guys. Hey, guys.
Listen, I have the best.
Okay,
I don't know, but I like it.
Let's go on a better note. I found this today. Coming from Kotaku. 2,500 classic Microsoft DOS games are now free to play. Yep, that's right. The Internet Archive just added more games to its database.
Nice, because they fell out of their abandonware or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Question. You said Microsoft DOS. Do you know what the DOS, like, what is DOS? Like, what are the words?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I just realized that. I always just say MS-DOS.
Display operating system.
Oh, maybe.
Look it up. What does DOS stand for? Any other predictions?
Desktop operating system.
What is? Well, unfortunately, when I type DOS stand for, they think it stands for
DDoS.
Denial. Exactly. Microsoft Disk Operating System.
Disk Operating System.
So.
Okay.
Close. That doesn't give like. I think they just kind of updated. Like, I was hoping for like a list of kind of what was there, but obviously there's a ton, so you can't. But There are also some damn fine games included, like Alone in the Dark,
Ooh,
the
that
PC
game is
port
ugly
of
as sin.
Wipeout, Night Trap, Microsoft Flight Simulator, Loom, International Sensible Soccer, The Elder Scrolls Red Guard, Cannon Fodder, B-17 Flying Fortress,
B-17.
Descent, and the first 2 Ultima Underworld games. I think you have to stream Night Trap.
Oh my god. It would be a short game because that game is very easy to fail.
So I mean, a ton of games, and this is kind of funny because I think we're going to talk about this in Safe Space at some point where it talks about privacy and fair use and copyright and everything like that. But these are old computer games that the publishers or things no longer exist, or the rights have just been abandoned. So here's a place that these games will always be accessible to people. They're not going to be lost to history, but a lot of games currently that's not going to happen because there's no process for that.
Yeah.
So
I don't even know. I wonder who is doing all this stuff. Like, they have the pictures of the boxes and everything. This
here's
is
a good
impressive.
one. Tony and Friends in Kellogg's Land.
I just came across that one actually.
That sounds good. Tommy,
They're
there's a lot
great.
of Tommy has a lot of games. Oh my.
Tommy.
Toy Acid. It has a topless woman on the cover.
Oh hell yeah!
I'm clicking on that one.
Oh, whoa, she looks like your grandma though. Like there's some face problems going on.
Sink or swim. Oh gosh.
This is some good audio.
I mean, Monkey
Super
Secret Monkey
Angelo.
Island's on there.
There's some weird stuff in here. This is called Super Angelo, and it's basically Super Mario.
Realm of the Paladin. Put up. The Punisher. PC football. I mean, there's going to be a lot of.
I remember Princess
here.
Maker. Actually, he said as he immediately regretted saying that. The price is right.
Loom. Oh yeah, Loom's by LucasArts.
I was going to say some of these are the games that you would buy in good old games.
Yeah,
like an idiot.
This really takes me. This is. I mean, it's cool that it's all right here. I mean, I don't think I'm ever gonna, have a moment where I'm gonna be like, hey, I don't know what to play today. Let's go to the internet. Let's go to the archive and see where
I'm gonna play Loom in my browser.
I mean, a cool. If I had, back in the day, like much like the Fluxtaposed 15 or these other ideas I had, it'd be fun to just randomly select one of these games and just stream it for 15 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
Dinosaur Adventure 3D. That sounds good.
You need to play Joe Blade.
What about the cool Croc twins? Commander Keen. That's on there.
Oh, hell yeah. All right. All right.
You want me to just keep going through naming games? I can do this all day. Much like
I can
Steve
dance
Rogers.
all day.
I can do this all day. The Basket Manager, which is apparently a really bad basketball management game.
Don't knock it until you tried it.
Asterix. Oh man, I remember that game. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna. Dr. Doom's Revenge.
I'm gonna stop. Oh, just one more.
Avengers of Tintin. Prisoners of the Sun. So, needless to say, there's a lot of stuff here. So check it out. Everything runs right inside your browser window, inside of DOSBox, which is a popular
you can play it on a
emulation. You could play it on a Chromebook. Endorsed by Donnie Reese himself. So there you go. That takes us around the web, Lucas. I mean,
wow.
I feel really good about that. We've gone in some places. We've come back. Here we are.
Here we are. I feel better.
What do you think?
I like starting on a downer and then leaving on an upper.
Building it back up.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're talking about everything's bad, and then we get to free video games.
Free video games. Drown your sorrows with escapism.
Well, that's kind of how I operate.
I've been doing it for about ever since I remember when I was 3 or 4 and I played my first video game. Vegan Wars.
I didn't have a Super Nintendo growing up, so I couldn't play. Oh. We didn't have two mostly overused gaming terms in Fluxtaposed land. I didn't have a Super Nintendo growing up, or we didn't have any arcades near us growing up.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I didn't have blank console, so I never got to play Chrono Trigger ever.
Ever.
So difficult to play that. What? Do I want to what?
You want to talk about what you're playing?
Yes, I do.
Shoot, I put the code in wrong. Can you restart the game again?
Yep. What's the noise it makes when you do it? Doesn't it go ba-ding or something.
I can't remember. But then it goes.
You Who's going first? Who's going first? Who's going first? Who's going first? You're no Smooth McGroove because you don't have a cat, and that's the only
I don't have
reason.
that beard or long flowing hair either.
It's true.
I'd have to be doing the butt buzz to do that.
Yes, you've got the facial things down. The mechanics of it are working.
Oh gosh, this might be maybe we talked about trying to find when is a good endpoint for this podcast. Episode 300 might be it.
So in a half a year, basically,
wouldn't that be interesting if we just said, you know what, 300 is a good spot. We're gonna be done. And think if you knew like that many weeks in advance that you're gonna be done, you just have that staring you in the face.
Close enough.
That'd be weird, wouldn't it?
Fast enough.
It would
be weird.
Or would you just be like, we're done before you get to that point?
I think I would make it, but you know how like they say when a show goes on for too long on TV and they're like, oh, it's a good thing it's only 4 seasons because those 5 through 8 seasons were really just terrible.
Do you think that's what happened to us back in like a few years ago?
Yes. Like 3? No.
Adam Leonard's going to hate this episode. Sorry, Adam.
He doesn't listen anymore.
Yeah, we don't edit enough.
We don't not talk to each other enough.
This is like a phone call we're making people listen to.
That's right.
This show has no scope or subject. It's like Seinfeld, but bad.
It's true. It's true. But people are here. Well, people were here.
First,
we went from 5 viewers to 1 viewer, but hey, what are you going to do?
5 viewers? Hot damn.
Yeah, but I never trust this thing really because it just bounces around sometimes.
Yeah.
I'll go. Yeah, I can do that. Wreckfest. This game
it's a racing game, right?
It's a racing game. You will know it as the people from Bugbear, the people who made Fled Out.
Bugbear?
Yeah, Bugbear was the name. And they made Fled Out was the more important part.
Flat Out was a great game.
Flat Out was an excellent game, and this basically is Fled Out. I don't know why, but we have this really stupid joke, long-standing, because Jason knows ever since we lived together, I would play weird games. Weird as far as you were concerned anyways. And a racing game called Fled Out was pretty weird. And I said Fled Out one day because I was being stupid and it just kind of stuck. So Flat Out, and then of course it's
imagine that Lucas or Jason said something stupid to the other person.
And we still talk about it today.
Oblin dem goblin.
That's right. Grab a plate.
Grab a plate.
At least those things have like
special
stories
meaning to us.
Yes. That's true. Just like this podcast. So Wreckfest, anyways, it is an upgraded
version of what game again?
Fled Out.
Okay, thank you.
I mean, it does all the same things, except for the nice thing is that it separates all the events into like you have demolition racing, you have regular smash and crash racing.
This sounds good, but it's no Trackmania.
It's definitely no Trackmania. Trackmania, as far as I was concerned, the only good thing about Trackmania is the sense of speed. That game had a really awesome sense of speed. Everything else was dumb. You raced against ghosts. That's stupid.
That was stupid.
I hated it. I didn't hate it, but I was just glad people were playing a racing game at a LAN for once.
A LAN party with a racing game? Now this is pod racing.
I'll bring my steering wheel, guys.
Why are we doing like a Formula One where we gotta manage our pit stops?
Let's find 29 other people.
This is not realistic. We should have been playing NASCAR.
Yeah,
you guys.
Turn on realistic time and tire damage and gas usage.
This tire wear is not going quickly enough.
Let's do the warm-up lap so we can warm up our tires, guys.
Who's got the pole position?
Who brought the Busch Light?
Oh boy!
Someone throw a beer at my head. So, anyways, Wreckfest.
I'm so tired.
Oh God, Wreckfest is good. It's like Demolition Derby meets grid or something like that. You do get to pick other vehicles. That's really what helps. Remember in like the grid. You remember in like Demolition Derby where you'd get one car. Like you could pick other colors basically or other models, but it was basically the same car.
Wasn't there a popular game by Sega that came out like Destruction Derby?
Cynosis was
that's Cynosis on PlayStation.
Yeah, PlayStation. It was like one of the earliest games that came out. It still had one of those
it's
long
like a launch
cardboard.
title, wasn't it?
Yeah, it had the cardboard box thing. The long
I had one of those.
PS ones. A cardboard box. Did you get it from Amazon?
Amazon didn't exist back then.
And I'm having a lot of fun with it. The most ridiculous thing is that you can hook up a steering wheel with this game. Why you would, I don't know. I did it. It's kind of fun, but when you have to do destruction derbies and stuff, it doesn't help at all. In fact, it kind of hinders because having to turn your wheel 900 degrees or whatever to do a full whip around turn is a lot more inconvenient than just pressing left on the thumbstick really quickly. So there's times where it works out okay, like regular races. But yeah, what's good about this game? It's actually a really solid game. It doesn't feel cheap. They spent a lot of time. This was in early access for a really long time. And they have some really cool maps and tracks for all you racers out there to play on. And like one of the most interesting ones out of the things that I had to do in the game was this race where you basically race from end to end in a slight curve, and then at the end you have to go around like in a circle, like a pylon, like a roundabout, and then go back the way you came. So cars were just crashing into each other constantly because these are like heavy. A lot of the vehicles are like heavy 70s American muscle cars or stuff like that. They have other categories too, but that was this particular race. So they're sliding all over the place. It looks like a 70s or 80s action car movie with just freaking handbrake turns everywhere. And cars are smashing into each other. Now, there's two different damage models. There's realistic, which if you hit something head on, you're basically done. And a normal mode, which is more arcadey. It still has full demolition. It just takes more, like you have more hit points, basically. It takes a little bit longer. You can hit head on a couple of times before you're wrecked fully erect. Yeah, so it's a lot of fun, and the physics work really well, and there's actually cars that flip over and do all sorts of stuff. So for my son, who was really interested in videos of this game being played, he was very excited. I said, well, I'll look for it when it's on sale. And now he's like, can we buy it?
Oh no, he'd rather just watch games now than play them. He's becoming one of them.
He is.
Dad, what's Fortnite?
Oh God. Well, it's time to go out behind the woodshed. So I told him we could buy it when it was on sale, and it was on sale. This game does not go on sale that often, and not for much more than 50% off. So it's usually still like $12 or whatever. That's what I got it for, but I figured we would play it quite a bit, and we have, so having a lot of fun with it actually.
That's fun, though.
I watched a few movies as well. I'll try to go through them pretty quickly. Funny Games. Turns out I didn't know there was a remake of this movie. So there's a 1990s Funny Games that I thought I was watching, but I found this at the library and I put it on hold, and it's the 2008 remake.
So okay, got it.
So, sorry, I needed some water. So this is basically a home invasion movie.
Oh yeah.
And I don't want to go too far into it, but here's the thing.
I don't like that stuff.
This one's not too bad, but it does get worse as time goes on. It definitely doesn't have the more modern, like, gore, torture porn-esque aspect
I feel like
to it.
that's where they always go. That's always like the direction those things go.
It's no The Strangers or whatever. It's pretty tame in that aspect. But it's well done. It is well done. Here's the thing, though, and it is a spoiler, so just skip ahead if you don't want to know about it. There are 3 times that I remember, two times one of the bad guys, so to speak, looks at the camera. In
Oh,
fact,
no.
one of the times he asks a question to the audience. The third time breaks reality, where he grabs a remote and rewinds time. So the captive, the wife, grabs a gun and shoots his partner, and he's like, whoa, wait a minute. Grabs the remote like it's Click or whatever that movie was with Adam Sandler, rewinds time, and then starts from that scene again, but when she goes to grab the gun, he's ready for it. Never comes up again, never is explained. They have a conversation about alternate realities or fiction versus, like, if it's fiction, it's still reality for that person or whatever. I don't know.
Oh, interesting that the same director did both of these.
Oh, the original and the remake?
Yeah.
That's
so
why it
they
was
shot-
even more confusing then. That is interesting. Huh. I would be interested to see why he felt like he needed to remake it.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I
don't
guess
know.
Sam Raimi did it with Evil Dead. So,
Yeah.
another movie I watched is called What Keeps You Alive. And this movie I happened to see a preview for on another movie.
That sounds like a direct to DVD.
I don't know if it was released in theaters, but it may have been a limited release. But it's basically about a couple who have been married for a year, and one of the two, it's a lesbian couple, by the way. It doesn't really matter, but it was kind of interesting in that aspect that they
We
were
don't
both
see that.
women. Yeah, you don't see that too often. They were both women, and one of which was a killer. So, usually it's some guy who's the killer, unless it's Scream 3 or whatever.
I feel like I've seen like the screen grab of the one actress with the short hair. I feel like I've seen like that
Okay.
promo shot. Probably just going through like, scary movie things.
Yeah, I was going to say
and,
recent scary movies with it being
Yeah.
October. That would make sense. So this was actually pretty good. But the gist of it is basically that she brings her... It's basically Get Out, but without the racial overtones. She brings her wife to a cabin, and it turns out she does this to collect on their insurance money and kills them. So
It's not Get Out and it's not The Honeymoon, but bad
No,
things happen.
But exactly. So it was actually okay. It was a little bit unexpected. What happened wasn't so rote and obvious that I was fairly interested all the way throughout. Another movie, which was the complete opposite, is called Escape Room. I was interested in this movie because it's basically the Cube, but with escape rooms, like what you would go to do with a group of people.
Jigsaw shows up and asks if you'd like to play a game.
Basically. I saw the woman from Daredevil. I don't know her name. I'm sorry. The blonde-haired woman from the TV show, Marvel show.
Oh.
And so I was like, well, okay, I know one person in it. And it is exactly what you would expect. Everything, it's kind of interesting about each room, like what happens, but kind of not too, because they're themed. So the first one's heat, which means the second one's cold. And they all have to do with one of the people who are there. And they somehow know all their secrets. And spoiler alert, it's like a shadowy group of millionaires who know all of your secrets, and they can't be tracked and all this other stuff. I just watched the Belko Experiment or whatever.
Yeah.
Same exact thing, basically. I mean, not the escape room thing, but what would people do under stress and who survives? And it's a group of like millionaires or whatever, billionaires. So
let's face it, they're like, hey, escape rooms are becoming really popular in the culture right now. Let's make a movie about that.
This is one of those movies where somebody goes, wouldn't it be cool if, and then you fill in the blank and then it becomes a movie. It's an idea movie. They have an idea and then they write an entire script around it. So I gave it a 2.5 stars because it was okay. It was like well done. It wasn't super cheesy. It just was not really that interesting, I guess. You could see exactly where it was going. And then lastly, real quick, I watched Carnival of Souls. This is a 1960s movie on one of those like best horror movies you probably never watched list. It has all the trappings of a 1960s horror movie. I mean, horror is used very loosely here. It's about a woman who was in a car accident, and she's the only one to survive out of like 4 people. She goes on to move to another town to become an organist for a church there, but she's not really religious. And this town has a abandoned building which used to be a carnival, and apparently there are souls there that are trapped, and one particular one basically follows her around and haunts her until she goes insane. And spoiler, I guess, it turns out that she never survived the car accident. So take that for whatever you will. The whole time, the real thing is the whole time I'm thinking, man, this could be a really easily riffed movie, because it has like those old movie pauses and a lot of those awkward outdoor scenes where they had to redo all the audio and the voices don't really match up and everything. A lot of syncing problems and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, this just feels like it needs to be riffed. And then Tom Servo let me know, oh yeah, this was riffed already.
Of course.
So I was like, okay, good. As long as it's been done, that's all that really matters. I said, I don't know if I could watch this again so close to watching the original, but it wasn't really scary. It was well enough done, especially for you got to think about the time frame. If you can put yourself in those shoes. And there's like a certain sort of comfortableness with that, like, kind of what you're getting, and it's not going to be terribly offensive. It's sort of like a Twilight Zone episode or something. So in that sense, it was okay. And I actually made it all the way through. It was interesting enough for me. I mean, it's almost nice to watch old movies, because the newer movies are sometimes they are very similar, that it's nice to just go back into a different time, a different place, different era, and
it's such a far-fetched reality from where we are now. It's like a land of fantasy.
Oh yeah, I know. To see like these poor women having to wear dresses and sweaters and cardigans and wherever they go, and I'm like, the whole time I'm watching this woman drive this gigantic behemoth car, and I'm just like, this is like, the people who are seeing her drive this must be like, where's her husband? She can't drive a car. She's a woman. What's she doing? So, I don't know. It's kind of, I guess there's like a novel aspect to it, but it was all right. I gave it a 3. So, that's the end. That's what I did.
Out of 5.
That's
very
right.
Good.
As you can tell, very, very October themed.
Yes, very much. Donnie would approve.
I'm still looking for like some good ones, like some Witches and some It Follows and Midsummers and Hereditaries. Like, they're few and far between, but when you find
all
them,
those, that's the problem.
Yeah, Train to Busan was probably the closest. Like,
I feel like you get those type
one.
of horror movies though, and then you get like the typical teenager Friday night movie experience.
Yeah,
like
and
your Happy Death Days, and not that I've seen those, but it just looks like it's that crappy.
Crap. Or Hellfest. I thought that looked interesting, but then I saw it was just a group of teenagers getting, massacred or whatever.
Yeah.
I'll watch Friday the 13th if I want that.
I fell down a rabbit hole because when you talked about that actress is Deborah Ann Wool that was in Daredevil, they're talking about. Well,
I thought her name was Jennifer for some reason.
Karen Page was the character that she plays.
Yes.
But she's in all of a sudden I was like, her actress credits on IMDb came up as Relics and Rarities, and her role is Dungeon Master. And I was like, what? I'm sure Josh will be able to tell you about this. I just feel like it's something he knows all about. It's on Geek and Sundry, and it's of course, a D&D.
Isn't that the name of their shop or whatever, is Relics and Rarities? I'm pretty sure.
Set in a mysterious curio shop. Creator Deborah Ann Wool brings unique twists to the world of Dungeons and Dragons with gripping storytelling and arcane objects. Join Wool and a party of special guests each week as they face her puzzles and challenges.
Oh my God, she's so hot to me now. Like, she was hot, but she was like an 8, but now she's like an 11 because she plays tabletop games.
I almost said video games.
You went full Michael McDonald on us there. Not just what you said, but you did like that, his fake voice when you guys, when he makes fun of stuff.
It's true. It's true.
I love it. I remember when we used to play tabletop games.
I know. There's a screenshot that Facebook keeps bringing up. Like,
now
hey, remember when you did this?
I have kids, and now I never do it ever again.
I literally haven't had free time in 5 years.
I don't remember the last time I had people over.
You know what I said to
Like,
that? Yeah, no kidding. Like to
coming over
entertain.
right now.
Who's not family?
well,
Peter. Peter.
Well, Peter. As for myself, well, let's
Peter.
start off with the high note. Streaming Dead Space 2. Yeah. I've been playing Dead Space 2.
I
picked
love that
up
game.
A year
So
after
good.
the fact. I streamed last October. I streamed Dead Space, and I started playing Dead Space 2, and I just didn't have time because I wanted to just do it in October. So I am picking up where I left off with Dead Space 2. Started all over. I was going to start using the controller, and then I was like, let's try the mouse and keyboard. Nope, definitely not going back to the controller. It's so good. Like, the mouse and keyboard, the controller still feels weird. Like, the port for Dead Space 2 is phenomenally better than the original. The game looks better, it runs better, but man, the mouse support is so much improved over what they did with Dead Space, and it's just like the motion when you're moving, it feels too sensitive, but he got it just right when you're aiming, and it like I told Lucas before the show, I feel like I'm cheating sometimes because it's so easy to line up your eviscerations and dismember those creepy dudes because you're like, oh, necromorph, don't even worry about it.
I'm sorry,
You
don't get
did.
attached to those legs.
You did. I have to say, I hate the little fetus things, like the little kids that like run and jump at you.
Oh, the pack or whatever they're called. I think they're called the pack. Yeah.
Like the ones close, like in the first game, you had those one that ran on 4 legs and had the little tentacles that shot stuff on you. But now you got
Yeah,
the ones
those
that
are
are
annoying.
actually like babies with the oversized heads, and they're definitely like children, and they like scream and run at you.
Yes, the babies.
I hate those
they
ones.
they explode if they get close to you, don't they?
I don't like those. No, they like hit you. They do
Okay.
just hit you.
There's
I don't
also
like them.
there's some other ones like children. They're bigger though. They're like 10 years old or something. They're
Oh,
called
great.
the pack. Maybe you haven't got there yet.
Maybe not. I mean, chapter 4, so I'm like almost chapter 4 or 5, so I'm like a third of the way through the game.
Okay.
I just, what I love about Dead Space is like what it does in the ambiance so much better. Like when you get to the
Yes.
apartment section and you hear what's going on behind the doors and you hear people getting murdered inside their apartments as creatures get in there, and it's like, oh my god, that's the stuff. It's the stuff you don't see. That's like the freaky stuff.
Yeah,
Let
they're really
alone-
good at that.
Yeah. So
Well, and I will say, I feel like they got away from every grate has a monster pop out of it. You know what I mean? Like it's still kind of like that,
Yeah.
but not
I
every
mean, they
single
do that
time.
occasionally once in a while, and they have the typical jump scare affair. But yeah, like after a while, like when playing Dead Space, you just knew, like, oh, this elevator, this is going to happen, or there's
Yeah.
going to be something coming from here,
It's almost
and they've
comedic
gotten
at
good
some
about
point.
like having enemies spawn behind you, or I went to an area and I was like, I'm going to explore over here first, and then when I came back to the area I was cleared, and all of a sudden a monster came running at me.
Yeah,
So they did good, repopulating some stuff.
they call that the Mega Man effect.
Yeah, right. But I like it. I really do like it. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I've played, like I said, I've played like a little over 2 hours into it. So
Good.
hey, it was just kind of fun playing something on PC again. But it was fun streaming it. It's fun just playing a scary game. I really enjoy it.
I think with that game too, it really helps that it's a space station instead of a ship where every interior
Mhm.
looks exactly the same.
Right.
So
Can we talk about how much improvement they did to the 0G sections?
yeah, that's also true.
Now you have like the free motion. You don't have to like just
Jump.
walk on the floor and then fly
Yeah.
to one point or another.
Yeah,
Having your little jetpacks and zooming around, and like the suit improvements. Just the suit looks so much cooler because of those faces. That's all that matters.
it's
how
one of
cool
the
you
best
look.
sequels I can think of. Like they literally improved on every single aspect.
What was there was a multiplayer component to this? Was it like
No, that's-
competitive multiplayer? Or?
I thought that's the third one.
No, there's a multiplayer because there's a friends list and everything that comes up when
I
you
don't
launch the game.
remember. I don't
Third
think there
one
was.
had co-op.
Yeah, I was gonna say I
but-
don't think it was co-op.
Let me see.
Maybe there was a mode where you
multiplayer.
play. I think there was a mode where one person plays as Isaac and the rest play as enemies or something.
Dead Space 2 multiplayer is a 4v4 multiplayer game mode that consists of team-based matches broken down into 2 rounds. Teams take turns playing as the Titan Station Security Force and the Necromorph
Okay, so
Horde.
you do play as a necromorph. I had
Oh,
it
that's-
somewhat right.
That's cool. So I wonder.
Powered by GameSpy.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be interesting. Very interesting. But I like anything like that when you get to play as like the enemies.
Yeah,
where
that's
it's-
always
'cause it's so
interesting.
different. Like in Left 4 Dead.
Yeah,
That was always a kind of cool game mechanics and things of that nature. But I like it. It's good. It's like a jump ahead from the original in terms of the storytelling and the terms of the visuals and just the game as a whole. I don't
There's
know if
so
I'll
many
ever play. I've heard 3 is kind of a letdown, right?
I
'Cause then
never
it
actually
got-
finished 3, to be honest.
I've always heard 3 was more of an action game than
Yes.
and then there were issues like pay to win, like they had all the you could upgrades.
You had to it was built into the crafting system, which was part of the problem too. Was
okay,
like
so
you could
like,
either grind to get all the stuff, or you could just buy and then build your gun or something like that. I never got far enough to really have
do you think it like it hurts that it's co-op too? Like it takes away the isolation aspect is what makes
for
that
sure.
game so valuable.
I think so, but I also didn't play it, so I mean, I guess it's possible. I'm sure you could have a co-op game that's scary, but I don't know. That's not my Dead Space, you know. It's your isolation. Oh, how do you feel about Isaac talking? 'Cause he didn't really say much in the first game.
No, he didn't, but I like it whenever you can just smash the space bar, so he starts stomping, and out of nowhere he'll be like, "Fuck!" Also, can we talk about how the game just kind of encourages you to just stomp everything because you just randomly get money and ammo
Yeah,
from
the
stomping
boxes
corpses
and stuff. Yeah.
Like I see a dead body and I just walk in and I punch her to kick it because I'm going to get stuff out of it. Can you imagine just going through? You're just walking through and you're just like stomping on everything.
Yeah, instead of opening them slowly, you're just like, oh, suitcase. Oh, stomp on it.
I feel like there was like a Penny Arcade or VG Cats talking about this back when it came out.
We don't talk about VG Cats anymore.
Now it's all about your furry Patreon.
Nothing wrong with that.
I mean, what it comes back to is I kind of was disappointed I slept on these games back then, but I don't think I really liked scary games that much at that point. And I just sort of distinctly remember playing the demo and just getting my butt kicked by the demo. And I was like, I had no desire because it was hard for me with the aiming and being precise enough to have success with that.
And it was around RE5 coming out too, and that was pretty solid as far as all that stuff goes. I mean, say what you want about the story, but they had the controls and everything down. So, and you beat that game no problem. So,
right.
So.
But it's fun to go back to it now, and maybe just maybe we could figure out a way to play. Well, first of all, if we're playing any games together, it's gonna be Overcooked
2.
Second of all, if we're playing any games and it's Fluxtaposed, it's gonna be Black Mesa. And then third of all,
if it ever
maybe
goes
we could do Dead Space 3. But that's the thing. But I enjoyed it. And then that was it game wise. Now let's talk about some stuff.
Yeah.
I watched Midsummer.
I want to know your thoughts.
I saw it was streaming, and I thought at first it was available to Prime.
It's on Prime, right?
But it's rental.
Oh, that old bait and switch.
Yeah, so it's $6 to rent it. So because we were like, oh, I think it's available to watch. We're like, oh, let's watch it. And then we were like, oh, it's only rental. She's like, well, let's just watch it anyway.
That's 6 Redbox movies.
Not scary, but really, the typical, what the F fashion. You know, like I definitely with Hereditary, I had, that was more like what the hell. Like I like that what the hell from Hereditary a lot more than what I got from Midsummer.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. I think Jess had better observations than myself on this, and her takeaways was, the whole first half of the movie is kind of a representation of how women are viewed in our society and how the opinion that men have towards women, like, and how the male characters, how they treat her. She's hysterical. We don't want to be around her. She's too emotional.
Yeah.
All this.
His friends are dicks, but they're very realistic usually.
And then what happens throughout the course of the events and everything. I love, I know that this was the director research, they researched some different things to come up with this whole Midsummer thing, but I love that whole otherworldly type of scenario they create with this. Is it a cult? And I don't really care. I'm not too big on the whole cult movies. Like one style of in suspense horror movies I'm done with. I can never want to watch another one again. Are the possession films. I'm so over possession movies.
Yeah.
And so the cult one, I was kind of like, is it going to be a cult thing? Because then I'm like, I've seen enough of those. And it kind of reminded me, I was having flashbacks of, God, what was one of them we watched? I'm pretty sure it was a Netflix station and I can't remember I can't remember now. Either way, I like how you get these unravelings, and it was different when it's like in a different country and it's a foreign entity, and so you're like,
Yeah.
is it just a breakdown in cultural norms or what's really going on here?
I think that really helps with because one of the things I thought about this movie was it didn't have a lot of me thinking, well, why don't you just leave? Why don't you just do
Right.
this? But they do have reasons for staying, and they're pretty good as far as
Yeah.
reasons go anyway. And that's one of them is like, well, maybe because the Uta step or whatever it's called, that's a real thing.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, here's the interesting thing, like, and of course, as always, probably some spoilers here for the film. So if you don't want to have it ruined for you, so please skip ahead. Like the part where what happens in the temple when he takes the journal or the holy book and dies, and you see the guy show up there, and I still thought it was the friend, and he was just messed up.
Mhm.
I didn't realize when watching it that no, that was somebody else wearing his skin.
Ah,
Like,
yes.
I didn't catch that when we were watching it. And then just like that whole scene towards the end, what was going on in the room and the pushing on
helping that whole thing along.
That whole thing, we were both, Jess and I were both like, what the fuck is going on?
Hey, I was even like, what the fuck was going on at that point?
Can you imagine shooting that scene? Can you imagine just talking about it? Okay, so today we're going to shoot this, and you're looking at the script and you're like, okay.
At least
that's
you
what's
know
happening.
it. I mean, I would hope they would be like, hey, you're gonna have to do the scene before you sign on
Yeah.
to this movie.
Yeah.
No, the director just keeps yelling, it's art, it's art, it's art, and I'm like, oh shit, that's right.
That's
My
right.
bare ass, it's art.
I mean, when it was all said and done, though, I kind of left the film, and I'm like, I'm not. For me, it was okay. It was just okay for me. It wasn't great, but wasn't terrible. But it's still like I like that it can get you to think. Like that's the unfortunate thing. When like I watch movies, I don't always pick up on themes, and I think I watch things very too literally sometimes, and I'm not open to these other things that film can do and teach us. So it's unfortunate that like other people have to like spell that out for me. Like, oh yeah, then I totally see that. So
that's one thing you learn about.
That's the interesting thing that this movie does, that it has those elements to it.
Well, and that's like, I'm not a seasoned a seasoned like food critic, for instance. So I don't know how to discuss food with somebody who actually does it, Not that I actually do film critic stuff, but I know you got to know what to look for, really. If you don't know, then, but like you're saying, I thought it's well done. It has a lot to it, which is nice. It's very, especially for a scary movie or a surreal movie. There's a lot. I will say
though, besides what they're going on with what we talked about in that first like quarter of the movie, that first little bit of the movie does kind of drag a little bit before they finally actually get to Sweden. I thought.
Yeah.
I mean, they're doing some like important like character lines.
There was some good stuff at the beginning, and then it kind of drags a little bit, and then they start going. Yeah.
They're like, yeah, we get it. She loves him, and he's kind of like about the relationship.
Yeah.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, for sure. I would
He's
agree
an
with
asshole.
that.
Yep, we get it.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as scary movies go, I thought at the very least, I thought it was like good, okay. It was probably like a 4 for me, not perfect, but I can appreciate it that it's better than some of the other stuff that we get for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Just not my flavor.
Right.
Necessarily.
And I will just mention it. We saw Joker. It's very good.
I was interested. I heard it described as like an art film. Sort of.
Yeah. I think you could say that. I mean, I think everyone's going to talk about Joaquin Phoenix's performance, and there's just a lot he does here with this character, and you kind of like witness this spiral that it goes through. And there's just like stuff like there's a lot of stuff where he's just like, he has like this like you see it in the trailers and stuff too, like the dancing he does, and it just like really captures these moments and these things, these expressions and these things he does with his physical performance, like with his body, that just really well mirrors what you're seeing.
Can I make a confession really quick about Joaquin Phoenix? That dude, like the real guy, scares the shit out of me, because I don't know if anything he says is true ever. You know what I mean?
I think from what I like dug into, I think he's really actually a really private person. So I don't know if
That could be.
I don't know if you really ever how much of the real
Like it's
person
his
you actually
defense,
see.
just be kind of unreliable in all aspects, and then you never really know what's true.
Right. Exactly.
That's a good defense.
But I'm not, like I'm not too. I've heard a lot of people that's like faithful to the DC comic version of Joker, and I don't know what is that, because Joker is such an old character, and there's been different variations of Joker. There's been different backstories of Joker. There's no like be all end all. This is how Joker.
You just kind of pick and
became-
choose one, don't you?
Yeah, I think, but it's interesting because it does it for me. Like I didn't think it. Well, I don't want to. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to give spoilers to anyone else. But it's interesting that like there's some parallels you can draw from other DC films, and you really do forget you're watching a comic superhero.
I think for
themed
DC, that's probably
film.
a good thing.
Yeah, I mean it's really good. I mean it's dark and there's a lot of horrible things here that happen, and so at some point I'm like, it was really good, but I feel bad that I like it because he does some terrible things during the film.
Do they make Gotham seem like a character, or is it just like New York basically?
It's just like New York.
Okay. I wondered
It's not
how
like,
I figured
it's
they
not
wouldn't
like
go
this
too far
until towards the end. To the end it becomes this other monster of itself, but I mean for the most part you're just like, oh, this is like just any other New York. And you can tell it's set in like they don't really give a year, but you can tell by like with the vehicles it's early 80s type.
Well, that would make
feeling,
sense
I
with his
guess.
age, I suppose.
Yeah, so I don't know, it's good. It is really good, and his performance is really good, and I'm glad that's what we went and see, because it's like creepy and weird, but it's I don't know, it does a lot. It talks, it has some topical things it's dealing with, like mental illness and how that's handled and treated and what that looks like. And especially I will say that not sure what is reality, because is this really what's happening, or is this what the events that have played out in Joker's mind? And some of those things are revealed to you and others aren't, so it kind of leaves the audience to kind of interpret what they've seen or what's happening.
How's the laugh?
The laugh's good. He
Laugh's
has like
good?
they have a couple different laughs.
Ooh, that's
So
good.
it's interesting.
Some range.
And because it's explained he has a condition. It's an actual condition too that people have, but they'll laugh at inappropriate. They're laughing, but they can't control it, and it's not connected to the mood or experiences they're having, and it's uncontrollable.
Kind of like a
could be
Tourette's for laughing.
Almost exactly. And he has a couple. There's like, I read an article and there's like 3 different versions of the laugh, but as the character, you'll see it change as the film prolongs and the characters.
You're making me want to go see it.
It's good.
I wanted to see it anyway, but I wasn't really
I think you'd really like it. I didn't. I mean, it's kind of crazy how it just came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
the film kind of came out and there it is, and it's like, this is what I would love to see DC go with, because it's not, it's not gritty. I mean, it's gritty, but it's not like that Zack Snyder gritty and dark.
Yeah.
For no
reason. It's not teenage angst gritty. It's
and it feels believable, and it feels like it's a worn in. Like, let's face it, Marvel right now has this overarching fantastical.
Yeah, almost science fiction.
Air about it. That Scorsese hates it. It's not. It's
and everyone will tell you their opinion on that.
It's this otherworldliness, and this felt like this again harkens back to me. Like, let's face it, Watchmen is in the movie is a little bit too far fetched, but it still had like a little touch of reality there.
It looks like a crime drama to me almost.
This felt grounded, more than what we see in a lot of films, and it'd be really interesting to see if they could expand with this more, and like what would happen if you could put Batman in this world, and what would that be like, and how would you even do that?
Yeah,
it reminds you a bit more of what maybe like what Batman 88, or 89 was like, with that more somewhat believable, representation before Gotham got super crazy and weird in all of its movies.
Well, and I always liked the Joker's conversations with Batman when he talks about like, well, if I'm crazy, then what does that make you dressing up as a bat? Like when he really gets into those conversations, you could explore that more in a realistic setting, I think, than a setting where you have a guy made out of mud and somebody who's burned directly half down his body and that type of thing.
It doesn't talk. Batman doesn't talk like this.
But yeah, I think if you're mildly interested in it, you should go see it. It's really good. It's really good. And lastly, we needed something new, a new series to watch, and Kieran Culkin was recently on Ellen, and that's how we kind of decided to take the jump on it because I saw it previewed all the time. Succession on HBO, season 2, I think, just had their finale. It's about a family. Their father is like a media mogul, has this empire, all this money, and his health is failing. So now, like, who's going to take over? Who's going to run the company? There's 4 kids. None really are equipped. And it's a lot of, you get like this higher, like, business dealings, backstabbing, things that are going on. But it's really interesting, like, how terrible, like, the characters are and how they treat each other and how they treat other people. We've only watched like 3 episodes, so I can't really talk about it in a lot, but
yeah,
we do like it a lot. The main Brian Cox, I believe is the actor's name, who he plays the patriarch of the family. He was like in the X-Men series in
he
Wolverine
played
movies,
Sergeant Slaughter, whatever the guy's name was.
Yeah, and he was in The Ring as he's the one guy that dies in The Ring. I can't think of it. The girl's daughter or the girl's father in that. And he's been in a lot of stuff, but he's really good in this. Beyond him, and there's not too many actors
he's the guy that I always get confused with Rip Torn. They look very similar.
Dip, dive, duck, and dodge.
That's him.
Wrench, dodge the ball.
What's the other one?
Talk about drinking your
his own urine. Yeah,
sterile.
I like the taste.
But
necessary. That's what it was. Necessary.
That's it.
Is it necessary to drink my own urine, etc.?
We like it. That's all I can say.
Good.
So, good things. Good things.
Would you say ish good?
Ish good. It's good. I need to watch. Did you ever keep watching Westworld?
No, I want to. I'm kind of thinking I will get the Blu-rays and watch it like I watched. I never talked about this on the show. Sharp Objects. I got to remember to talk about that next week. I'll probably forget. But,
okay.
I'll probably get it on Blu-ray and watch that way because
I watched season 1, but I haven't watched season 2. That's the only reason.
It's a good way for me to just like buckle down and just watch an episode each time.
Yeah.
I don't know what
There's
it is.
HBO's got a lot of things I would watch. I would like to watch Substitute or Vice Principals or whatever that one show is. I'd like to go back and watch that. I'd like to go back. There's the show they got on right now called The Righteous Gemstones, which is making fun of big religion, which I find to be an interesting concept.
Wait,
that's on there.
That one.
Watchmen starts this Sunday, so I'm looking forward to watching that.
I literally just dropped it because I was like, why am I paying $15 to not watch anything on this?
Yep.
But that was my choice.
Castle Rock season 2 starts this Sunday, I think.
Down at Castle Rock. Well. Tim Robbins in that, isn't he? I saw
Tim Robbins.
A commercial. I'm like, I haven't seen it yet. Stop showing me things.
Good. It's good. It'll be good. So, I mean, that's it, man. That's everything it did. That's everything I've watched. That's everything we do on this podcast. That also brings the show to a close. Go watch Joker. Go do the things. And hey, guess what? I want to say thank you to all of our patrons, but a special thanks to our Arbiters of Awesomeness, Josh Brown, Kyle Hyman, Tyler Rowland, Tom Servo, our Executors of Excellence. Tom Servo, enjoy the vacation, by the way. Our Executors of Excellence, Edwin Call, Sean Capri, and bow before the Crusaders of the Legion, Dan Anthony and Josh Barboni. Thank you all for your support. If you want to join the Flux Legion on Patreon, get exclusive access to Safe Space when it debuts, because that's the only way you can. Please check out patreon.com/Fluxtaposed.
So soon. That's coming up soon.
So soon. Playing us out tonight, we have a remix coming from Overclock Remix, ocremix.org. It's called Terra Cresta. Excuse me, it's from Terra Cresta. It's the name of the song is Terra Etc.
Oh.
This is from the title theme from said game. It released 1986 by Imagine Software on the Commodore 64.
It's really neato.
As always, thank you guys for listening. Please check us out next week. We'll be here doing our thing. that's going to be it. Let's play this remix. We'll see ya. Letters on the Mandray.
Joven.